Hey y'all, Noni here. Welcome back to my channel. You can call me Noni. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. So let me just get this adjusted. I went here last night. Okay. That's my emergency room bracelet. The pain just got so bad. It's not like just pain when you move it. It's pain just constantly throbbing. It's like a throbbing, kind of sharp pain, I guess, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, and of course, like, it also feels very dull, like deep, feels like deep pain. But then the part that, like, emergency room crazy hurts is it's the shoulder, but it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop hurting, even if I don't move it, even if I keep it isolated, which you're not supposed to do if you have frozen shoulder syndrome. Though I don't know what this is. This could be my fibers, which I call my small fiber neuropathy. It could be, I don't know if fibro causes this. It could be a torn rotator cuff, though I have no inkling how I could possibly do that. Like, I sit at a desk all day long. I mean, I get up and try to move around, but I never do anything crazy. I That's it. I lay in bed and watch TV. So there's not like a whole lot going on in that area, so I'm not sure how I would close up vision. I can't deal with this hair sticking up. That is not blood. That is a marker. Okay? I promise you. Alright. Anyway. And the fucking glass. Of course. Of course. It can't just be easy and simple. Fuck. Anyway. So I went there at 2. I think I was there till 6. Here's the ironic part. I went in to fix for my shoulder, but they ask you for other symptoms that you have. Well, the only symptoms I had were pain symptoms. So I was like, okay, chest, this is all on my left side, chest pain, so left side chest pain, left side upper back pain on the exact same area, but on my back, shoulder pain, elbow pain, and of course, the muscles in between the elbow and the shoulder, forearm pain, and wrist pain. The wrist pain and hand pain isn't too bad. Sorry, I just realized I was closing my eyes for a long time. I've taken medication to try to help, but it's not helping, of course. What else was I gonna say? Oh, shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, anyway, I was listing off the symptoms, and I just, those were the symptoms that I had. The pain, areas where I had pain, which is what they asked for. So I guessed somebody saw chest pain, and there was like a waiting line of like 6 other people They immediately called me back there, like, Heather, let's go. I was like, okay. Um, and then they treated me like a cardiac patient the entire time I was there. They came in, took an x-ray of my heart, they did an EKG, and gave me an IV where they pumped Zofran into me. Because one of the other symptoms was when they asked me, they were like, okay, what other symptoms? Nausea, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I mean, yeah, a little bit of nausea, like extreme pain will, sometimes make you nauseous, kind of like with migraines. And, what was the other one? Shit, why can't I remember? Oh, Lord. What was I saying with the... Don't do drugs in YouTube, kids. Just don't do it. They are prescribed, but I'm like, hello. Nausea. Oh, and like, I had cold, clammy skin from the pain. These are all things that happen when you're in pain. At least in this situation when you've got this problem with your shoulder. So it's either my fibers, fibromyalgia, frozen shoulder syndrome, or a torn rotator cuff, which I'm ruling that out. I don't really see how that would happen, though injuries like that can happen without you doing anything that you think would cause an injury. I'm worried about if it's fibro or fibers because I honestly don't think there's anything they can do at that point. That's just, my brain sending stupid ass signals, or my veins sending stupid signals to my brain saying, oh, she's got a frozen shoulder, but I really don't. So I'm feeling all the pain of that, but there's no medication that can usually help that type of situation. So, the still though, the bottom line is, I told her repeatedly, I was like, it's my shoulder. My shoulder hurts. That's where the localized intensity of the pain is, and then it radiates out. Now, I am not bashing nurses or the medical community. I love the medical community. I'm a medical nerd. I love it. I find it fascinating. It's work that I used to do. My beloved aunt, who is unfortunately no longer here, was a nurse. I respected and admired her so much. And she's what actually I thought about doing nursing, but I was afraid of the math. So I just never ended up doing it. And then, of course, taking blood and all that, I don't think that's for me. And then one of my best friends is a nurse. So I love, love, love nurses. And this nurse was great. Like, she was super sweet, so nice, so loving, caring, compassionate, empathetic, everything you would want in a nurse. But again, in my opinion, really, this falls on the responsibility of the doctors, of which I barely saw a doctor. I saw a doctor for like 5 minutes. I told him what was going on. He was like, okay, and then he left the room. Not one person looked at my fucking shoulder, which is the whole reason that I went to the ER in the first place. I apologize for yelling. Hold on. But by then I was so tired. I was so medicated that Zofran they gave me, because it's an IV drug, just, I was like gone. And plus I had taken some Xanax before we left because I can't take pain medication. You know, they wanted to offer me morphine. I was like, no. But I assumed they were going to be messing around with my arm, touching it, moving it, all these things, pushing on it, which would be Nightmare on Elm Street shit. You know what I mean? Like Acorn 5. And if anyone's seen Hot Tub Pizza Party, you know the reference I mean when I say Acorn 5. And so they basically treated me like a heart patient, which is great if I was a heart patient. But to my... What are you doing? What? Okay. There's nobody there. Which would be great if I was a heart patient. So I'm glad that they took that seriously and, okay, let's rule that out first because that's the most urgent thing. But then can you please help me with my shoulder pain, which is what I came in here for. They didn't even look at it. They didn't take my shirt down. Nothing. Didn't even look at why I was there. And by the time they researched us, we had been there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. We were just exhausted. I didn't know what else to do. It was just like, so they gave me a shot of steroids, some Toradol, which is just fancy. The generic brand is Ketorolac, so that might sound more familiar to you. And they gave me, so they gave me a shot of that and a shot of steroids. Everything helped, I guess. Like instantly last night, as we were leaving, I was in the car and I was like, wow, this is amazing how fast this works. Like, this feels really, really good. So it went from like a 10 to a 4, which I can totally handle a 4. And I was like, okay, you know, they say that the worst thing you can do is to keep it still. So I was doing, you know, my exercises as much as I could, tried to keep it moving, tried to keep that blood flowing. And by the time I woke up this morning, it was all for naught. I didn't sleep on the left side, which is where the boo-boos are, because, you know, I was told not to. Rightly so, because I did one time, because I forgot, and I paid dearly. So, I called the emergency room back to say, hey, you know what? You guys prescribed me some, hold on, some, Toradol. Can you please, you know, send a refill request or whatever to my current pharmacy? And I'm not kidding you when I tell you this girl sounds like this. Shit, hold on. Oh, we don't do that. I was like, you don't do that? She was like, no. You need to call your primary doctor and see if he can get you a refill. I was like, okay, well, how exactly do I call my doctor and tell him to give him a refill on a medicine he's never prescribed to me? Like, do I just tell him I was at the ER and that's what y'all prescribed and it seemed to work well? I think it could have been the steroid shot, but the steroid sure didn't help a lot or a long time. I've taken steroids for Like, if I know I'm going to go on a family reunion or something like that, I will get steroids so that I will be able to make it through. Sorry. Sorry. Uh, so, but, you know, and they worked, but not always. So it could have been the steroid, it could have been the Toradol, but I was like, well, I can't just get myself a steroid shot. Though I do have some steroid pills here, which I guess, fuck it, I'll take. I can't, I have been taking them like one a day. I don't know if that's supposed to do anything or not, though. Because I had some before that I didn't take. But I thought, okay, screw it. I'm going to call my doctor's office anyway and just see, like, what he can do. Well, his nurse told me you'd have to go back to the emergency room, or, well, he'd have to see you before he prescribes that, or you'd have to go to the emergency room again. We can't just prescribe you Toradol. I'm like, well, first of all, it's just fancy Advil. It's not a scheduled drug. And I can show you proof that I went to the ER via the packet they sent me home with. So I'm not sure why you can't. Well, it's too late for him to be taking patients. It's 3:45 on a Friday. They're just not. No, it's just not going to work. I'm sorry. Well, excuse me. I'm sorry. I went to the ER because I was in so much pain. Why can't you just call in Toradol? I'm a chronic pain patient anyway. Who cares? Just fucking order it. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, so if I want to get any more help before Tuesday, I have to go to the ER again. Shit. That hurts. Wonderful. So, but our lovely insurance plan, that is still pretty good. I mean, you pay co-pays, but kind of like old-fashioned style. Remember, you old people will remember back in the day, we'd pay co-pays that were like $20 or whatever. And nowadays you have to pay your full deductible, which is $5,000 or $6,000, and then you're completely out of pocket, which means you can go to the doctor as much as you want, and it won't cost you a dime. It's like free. Which I covered that within months when I had a job. This insurance is good. They cover a lot. I don't know about medication though, but because there's some refills I got, and they're actually cheaper on the GoodRx plan than they are through insurance. So I think that's a little wacky. So Aetna, you need to get your shit together on that one. What else? So I went through the packet they sent me home with. You know, you always get a packet when you go to the doctor or to the ER. Here's what happened when you came in. Here's what we did. We took your temperature. We took your vitals. Your vitals were this. Your temperature was that. You know, all of that stuff. There was not one thing in there about anything they did for me. Anything. No treatment. No nothing. They didn't mention that they put an IV in me. They didn't mention that they gave me Zofran. They didn't mention that they gave me Toradol or a steroid shot. They didn't mention anything. It's 11 pages, and it talks about arm pain and chest. No, arm pain and peripheral neuropathy, which I don't. Looking for my cough drops. Oh shit! Hold on, y'all know I need my cough drops. Like, so my insurance states I cannot go to the emergency room. Ow! Damn it, son of a bitch! Sorry. That's my arm. If I just barely move it in a certain way, or even if I don't move it, but I use the muscle. I don't know how to not use the muscle, but if I accidentally somehow do, oh shit. I got the pharmacy calling me, y'all. I gotta go. Love you, bye. Mwah.